Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're re-diving deep into one of ancient Egypt's most fascinating and futuristic mysteries, the Dagger of Tutankhamun. We all know the story of the boy king, whose tomb was discovered in 1922, filled with incredible treasures. But among all that gold and lapis lazuli, one object stands out, not just for its beauty, but for its origin, which is literally out of this world. I'm talking about an iron dagger, beautifully crafted with a gold hilt, found wrapped in the mummy's bandages. For decades, it puzzled archaeologists. You see, the Iron Age hadn't truly begun in Egypt during Tutankhamun's time. Smelting iron was a rare and difficult skill, making iron objects more valuable than gold. So, how did a young pharaoh come to possess such a pristine iron blade? The answer, discovered much more recently, is absolutely. In 2016, a team of Italian and Egyptian researchers used a technique called X-ray fluorescence spectrometry to analyze the dagger's metal without damaging it. What they found confirmed a long-held theory. The composition of the iron, specifically its high nickel and cobalt content, was a near-perfect match for a specific type of meteorite. That's right. King Tut's dagger was forged from space metal. This wasn't just any meteorite either. Scientists were able to trace its chemical signature to a group of meteorites known as iron octahedrites. Even more specifically, they pinpointed its likely origin to a meteorite named Dagger, which was found just a few hundred kilometers from Alexandria. Imagine that. A rock falls from the heavens, an ancient craftsman, recognizing its value, forge it into a royal weapon fit for a pharaoh. So, let's step back into the 14th century BC. Picture the ancient Egyptians looking up at the night sky. They saw shooting stars, which they called iron from the sky. To them, these celestial events weren't just random occurrences. They were divine messages. Anything that fell from the heavens was considered a gift from the gods. This belief imbued meteoritic iron with immense spiritual power and prestige. Possessing an object made from this divine iron would have been the ultimate status symbol. It wasn't just a weapon, it was a conduit to the cosmos, a piece of the heavens made tangible. For Tutankhamun, this dagger would have symbolized his divine right to rule and his connection to the gods, particularly the sun god Ra, who sailed across the sky daily. The dagger was more than just a tool. It was a powerful piece of religious and political propaganda, a constant reminder to everyone that the pharaoh was blessed by the gods themselves. Now, let's think about the craftsmanship. Forging meteorite iron is incredibly difficult. It requires much higher temperatures and different techniques than working with copper or bronze, the common metals of the time. The fact that Tutankhamun's dagger is so exquisitely made, with its fine blade and decorative gold hilt, speaks volumes about the skill of the royal artisans. These weren't just metal workers. They were masters of a highly specialized, almost magical craft. They were likely some of the most revered craftsmen in the entire kingdom, tasked with transforming a sacred stone from the sky into a personal item for their living god. The dagger's design is also significant. The hilt is decorated with intricate granulation and ends in a crystal pummel. The sheath, made of gold, is just as stunning, featuring a floral lily pattern on one side and a feather pattern on the other, topped with the head of a jackal. Every element was designed to reflect royalty, power, and divine connection. It was meant to accompany the pharaoh into the afterlife, a celestial weapon to protect him on his journey through the underworld. This discovery opens up a whole new perspective on the ancient Egyptians. We often think of them as being defined by pyramids and hieroglyphs, but they were also keen observers of the natural world and the cosmos. They didn't have telescopes or space probes, but they understood that some materials came from beyond the Earth. This knowledge was woven into their culture, their religion, and their technology. The story of the space dagger doesn't end there. It also makes us wonder what other out-of-place artifacts might be hiding in plain sight. Another famous object from Tutankhamun's tomb is a scarab beetle pectoral. The central scarab is carved from a beautiful yellowish-green gem. For a long time, it was thought to be chalcedony, but research revealed it's actually Libyan desert glass. What's that? It's a natural glass formed when a meteorite or comet struck the Sahara Desert around 29 million years ago. The intense heat of the impact melted the desert sand, creating this unique, beautiful glass. So, not one, but two of Tutankhamun's prized possessions are directly linked to cosmic impacts. The pharaoh was literally adorned with jewels from space. This really shows us that the ancient Egyptians had a deep, practical knowledge of their environment. They knew where to find these rare and unusual materials. They traveled far into the desert to collect this special glass, and they recognized the unique properties of fallen meteorites. It wasn't just luck. It was a systematic quest for materials that were considered divine. So, let's bring this all together. King Tutankhamun, the boy king of the 18th dynasty, ruled over a sophisticated civilization that was looking to the stars. They saw meteorites not as random rocks, but as divine iron sent from the gods. They developed the advanced technology to forge this difficult material into objects of unparalleled beauty and significance. The dagger, therefore, is a symbol of this incredible intersection of science, religion, and art. It represents a connection between the earthly pharaoh and the celestial gods, a testament to the ingenuity of ancient craftsmen, and a stunning piece of evidence that our ancestors knew far more about the cosmos than we often give them credit for. Every time you look at a picture of this dagger, remember its journey. It traveled across the solar system for millions, maybe billions, of years. It blazed through Earth's atmosphere, landed in the Egyptian desert, was discovered by human hands, and then masterfully forged into a weapon for a king destined for eternal life. It's a story that's literally written in the stars and forged on Earth. What other secrets are still waiting to be discovered in the sands of Egypt or in museum collections around the world? The story of Tutankhamun's space dagger proves that sometimes the most futuristic discoveries come from looking deep into our ancient past. It's a powerful reminder that history is not a closed book. It's a living mystery, with new chapters being written all the time by science and discovery. Thanks so much for joining me on this cosmic journey back in time. If you found this as fascinating as I do, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the mysteries of history. Let me know in the comments what other ancient artifacts you think might have a secret origin story. See you in the next video.